Hi everyone, I have a first impression video to share with you today, and it is on the Benefit POREfessional Agent Zero Shine Powder. I picked this up when I got the primer, the POREfessional primer, and then I posted it on Instagram and I got a request to do a first impression on this. So that is what I will be doing today. I only have my liquid foundation on. I haven't put on any powder, of course, or blush, bronzer, and all of that, so I may just look a little bland, but that is the reason why. I wanted to be able to compare this with something that I use all the time, and that would be the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. Kind of like how I did the primer first impression, where I put the POREfessional primer on the left side of my face and then the Maybelline Baby Skin on the right side of my face. If you haven't seen that, I will link that in the description box. I've been using it for a while now, maybe almost a year, and this is just my go-to powder. I love it so much. You can pick it up at Target for $10, and I love it because it never looks cakey on me. It doesn't oxidize throughout the day. I used to use the Estee Lauder Double Matte something powder. I think it's like double, oh gosh, I don't know what it's called, but something like that. It's like a mattifying powder, and that does oxidize on me. So I definitely love this stuff, and it's a lot cheaper. And I figured it would be easier to tell you what I think of this if I have a side-by-side comparison. I will blot throughout the day because I have oily skin. There's just no way around that. But I'm going to just keep an eye out on how often I blot, and if I do blot, does this side look oilier than this side, stuff like that. Our Invisible Finish Pro Powder helps shrink the look of pores and minimize shine. So this is going to be interesting because I did not put on a primer today. I really wanted to see how this powder is. The all-in-one powder brush dispenser makes it extra easy. Just twist, tap, and sweep to look fresh-faced without a trace. All right. It says it's mattifying, pore perfecting, invisible finish, and ultra lightweight. So I really wasn't going to pick this up, but when I went to Ulta to get the primer for the other first impression video, I was talking to the girl that works there at the benefit counter, and it just sounded like something I should try out because I have oily skin. It says open and close, and you twist it, and then there's these 3 holes. You can see that, kind of like a bowling ball. And I'm thinking you're supposed to pour it in here, right into the cap. And then the brush is, the built-in brush is down here, which is quite nice. I guess I'll have to see too what I think of the brush, because a lot of times when products come with brushes, I do not like it. Let's see. So I will put a little bit in here. So technically it should be like a dream product for me, but we shall see. Oh dear, I got a lot. Oh man. Oh, fail. This is flying away. I don't know how I feel about this way of applying it because the brush grabs so much product. Oh my gosh. I'm going to use the mirror from the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. Okay. So this is the area where I have the most visible pores. So I will grab a little bit more, and well, the brush is pretty soft, so that's good. Seriously, I don't like that this product is just flying everywhere. Just up here. I think that's it. I am using my Real Techniques powder brush, and it is quite dirty, so I apologize. I just love this brush so much. So obviously this was a lot faster because the brush is so large. I don't know how I feel about that built-in brush for the Benefit product. I think if I end up using this in the future, I won't be using that brush, but I like the concept of it. It's very gimmicky, but we shall see. So now I'm going to finish up with bronzer and blush, and I will be right back with you. Right off the bat, My pores are definitely less visible on the side with the Benefit POREfessional Agent Zero Shine. That is one of the things that it claims to do. It says it minimizes the look of pores, and right now looks a lot less visible on this side compared to the Neutrogena Shine Control. So I am really impressed right away. So that is my first impression. Pretty impressed. Right now it is 1:50 and I will go off and do whatever I have to do, run errands and all of that. And I will check back in with you in a little bit to update you on how my skin is looking. And then I will have that final wrap up at the end of the day. Hi guys, so it has been about 3 hours. It's 5:13 now, so a little bit more than 3 hours I think since I put on the powders. I went out with my boyfriend. We went to go get food and got groceries and stuff like that, and now I'm back and I am still really impressed with Benefit's Agent Zero Shine Powder. The right side of my face, the pores are pretty much invisible, which is huge for me because I really couldn't get the Benefit POREfessional primer to work for me, and the baby skin from Maybelline didn't work that great for me either. But this powder has really reduced the look of my pores and I am very impressed. This side, the Neutrogena Shine Control side, the pores are still pretty prominent. I did blot once and that was at 4:30. And it was a little bit longer than I should have waited because my face was looking pretty oily, but I wanted to go as long as I could. And I thought that was pretty good because typically I have to blot maybe an hour or two into my day. And I do use the oil absorbing sheets from Target. It's kind of like the Clean and Clear version. It's the blue sheet. I did use that and they were both pretty much the same on both sides, but the one thing that is standing out for me is how my pores are looking pretty invisible. So far so good. I will check back in with you at the end of the day to give you an idea of how it is in the span of a typical work day. So I will see you in a few hours. Alright, so I'm here for the final check-in and it is now 11:11. How convenient is that? It's 11:11 and I am pooped. I'm ready for bed. My makeup is still on and going strong, especially on the right side of my face where the Agent Zero Shine Powder is. I am so impressed by this powder. I really, really like it. And I just gotta say that it may just be worth the $30 that I spent on it. I did blot again around 8:30, so it's quite impressive that I blotted more than 2 hours ago, almost 3 hours ago, and I'm able to film right now. The left side of my face I think is a lot shinier right now than the right side of my face. So my final conclusion is that I may have to replace my beloved Neutrogena Shine Control Powder with Agent Zero Shine. That is a huge statement to make because I love this powder so much. I do love this too, but this is my beloved Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. I rave about it all the time and it might get replaced with this. This, of course, though, is 3 times more expensive, so you got to take that into account. This is still a fantastic powder for $10 at the drugstore. The whole day, the right side of my face, the pores were barely there, non-existent practically, and they were pretty prominent on the left side of my face, which I'm used to. I'm just used to that, but now that I have this and I can see what my skin could look like with minimized pores, I am so happy with this and I think I'm going to be using this from now on. Of course, if it breaks me out, that is another story. I will update you if it does break me out later on. It'll probably come up in a favorites video or something like that. I could update you, but so far so good. The only thing I don't like about it is the packaging. I don't like that you have to pour the product into the cap and then the little brush on the bottom. It just seems convenient, but it's not. As you could see in the footage earlier in this video, the powder was kind of going everywhere, and the reason why I had that happening was because so much product clings onto this brush that comes on here. Therefore, you want to tap it off because you don't want that much powder on one spot of your face because the brush is so tiny. It's going to concentrate it on one part of your face and you don't want that. So you think you're going to tap some off, but then the tapping of the powder doesn't do anything. It just goes everywhere. So I didn't really like that part of it. I think if I'm going to be using this from now on, and I think I am, oh, I almost flew. It almost flew. It almost flew. It's the end of the day and I'm really tired. I think I'm going to be tapping it onto something else, like a tissue or something. I haven't really decided, but I think I'm going to be using my Real Techniques powder brush or something a lot bigger, because the powder brush is so tiny on this. It just takes a really long time. If you are someone who likes to take a powder to go and touch up throughout the day, this is a great product for you because the brush comes with it and it's so convenient. But I'm not like that. I don't like touching up with powder throughout the day. I don't like the idea of putting powder on top of my oily skin and just pounding it on. It just sounds really cakey and gross because I have really oily skin, guys, and I just don't like the idea of putting more powder on that. It's just not good. So I like to blot throughout the day. And so that's why this packaging does not work for me. It's really inconvenient. So that is the only downside to it. I know I only blotted twice in 9 hours, and that sounds really good for me because usually I blot a lot more. Also try not to blot as much because I wanted to see how shiny I would get with this powder. What really impressed me was the fact that my pores were pretty much non-existent. That is huge for me. I haven't found any product that does that for me so far, so I would say that is the biggest perk of this product. I am loving this, and I'm really glad that I did this first impression video on it. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. I really like doing these videos because it helps you, it helps me understand, you know, what kind of product I'm trying, and I think it just benefits everybody. Benefit. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to bed. I need to go to bed. I'm getting a little crazy. If you have any other suggestions for first impression videos, please let me know because I would love to help you out and do a first impression video. I think that is it. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all really soon. Bye.